So this is a little demo, less than 5 minutes. Was working on it for the last few weeks, trying to get it to run. This is a little bit more down to earth example of using artificial intelligence, and this doesn't involve you training the model. The use case is we are all gaijin here, or most of us are, right? All of us are. Anyhow, we need to renew our visas, and we need to get PRs or whatever. And wouldn't it be cool to just be able to ask AI, how the heck do you do this? And let AI explain instead of reading all of this stuff from the government, right? And this is just one page, right? This says 3. I'm pretty sure there is like 2A, 2B, and 4 and whatever. Wouldn't it be cool to just be able to, in natural language, ask this article, what the heck am I supposed to do? Well, enter Llama Index. Llama Index is a way to index documents using artificial intelligence models such as GPT-3 and 4, and extract relevant information and then be able to chat with it. So the example is super simple. This is, again, a little bit of setup over here installing. This is setting the OpenAI API key. This is where the actual magic starts. Again, just a few lines of code. From Llama Index package, we import a download loader. A loader is a way to import documents into the index. In this case, I'm using the readability web page reader, and readability is just a JavaScript library by Mozilla, which extracts textual content from a web page. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you go new readability document, right? It returns you an article. You do parse. It returns you an article with title, content, text content, length, excerpt, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure they use it in Mozilla's browser. Like you have a browser button, article mode or something like in Safari. I'm pretty sure it's used something like that. So yeah, it downloads the readability web loader, which is made for this Llama Index library. We construct an instance of it, and here is just some Python async magicry going on here. Don't mind this. This is to make it work in a collab. But basically, we use the load data function. We pass it this URL of the article, this government article, and that's it. We execute the data, and we get the Llama documents back. So let's try that right now. It downloads the web page, extracts it, and you can see, right? So textual content is like foreign nationals who have a work-related status of residence, blah, 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 etc., etc. It's really long. That's about it. Then you construct a simple vector index, and there's a little bit more details here. So it uses embeddings. An embedding in terms of large language models is you have a piece of text, and you're transforming that piece of text into a vector, an array of numbers, basically. And that array of numbers is very specific to the context. It basically identifies the context of this text in terms of numbers in a vector space. Gosh, I'm using very complicated words. Anyhow, just basically GPT index transforms a bunch of text into a bunch of numbers. And that's how you're able to not use neural networks to just query the data. So what index does is that it uses simple mathematical operations to then transform your query. It runs your query through the embeddings model, transforms it into numbers, then goes to the index and then looks up which other numbers are most similar to your numbers. So it doesn't actually use AI compute resource for that. So then it pulls a bunch of those. So every set of numbers is associated with actual certain text. It pulls those text extracts only that are relevant to your query, and then queries GPT-3 or GPT-4 or whatever you configure for the actual response. So my query would here be, what is the article about? And I think it makes two queries, one for the embedding to get the numeric representation of this query. The second is with all the actual text excerpts that it found, including the query. And this is what GPT-3 replied. This article is about the documents that foreign nationals must submit when applying for permission for permanent residence in Japan, blah, 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 blah. At this point, you can go and chat with this page. Essentially, you can go like, what documents do I need? Takes a bit. goes to OpenAI API and back a few times. So this is actually paid. Huh? I think so, yeah, by default. Okay, I'm almost done actually here. So yeah, as you can see, it replied with a bunch of data here. You will need to submit the following documents: application form for permission for permanent residence. So it actually got it from the article. And now, so this is, I have downloaded just one article. Imagine you download, like, you index everything on the government pages. Tax information, you index permanent residency stuff, visa stuff, and you can just go and chat with this, and you get the most up-to-date info. But this is not the coolest part. The coolest part is GPT-4, because GPT-4 is able to, language in GPT-4 apparently doesn't matter. It is able to take Japanese documents and answer English queries about them. So imagine you would index all Japanese laws and then just ask in English, what the heck am I supposed to, how am I supposed to submit 25 Furusato Noza items, for example? You can. It actually is able to. The one last demo is like if you do like a stupid question which it doesn't. If you do a question that it doesn't know how to answer, for example.
Why does it stop there? It's bugging me. Documents proving and it stops.
Okay, yeah, I think I need to just configure the amount of data that is returned. There is some sort of limits here. By default, it doesn't. Because it's paid, right? You pay for every query. It doesn't send that much data, so you can tweak it. How much data do you want to send? How much data do you want to receive? So it just probably just reached the limit and stopped. But for example, if I ask a question like, what did the author do in his childhood? Anyhow, a mistake. Let's leave it as a mistake. It probably is going to respond that the article doesn't mention that. Let's see. The author did not provide any information about his childhood, so it sort of can stop. Like, it doesn't generate bullshit basically. If the question is really obviously wrong. That's it. This is kind of the project that I'm working on right now, trying to build an index for a bunch of things. And governmental stuff is just one thing that I am planning to work on. That's it.
Do you have a tax section and you need beta users?
Hi. Yeah.
It depends. So your demo depends on two things, right? The Llama index and GPT 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Since it already depends on, for example, if you are using GPT-4, why have the middle layer? Why can't you just feed all of those documents to GPT-4 and basically construct a huge question like, given this corpus of Japanese law, boom, everything. Why can't I cross the street when the line is red or anything like that? Is it like, what's the problem here?
Good question. The problem is limitations of the models. So GPT-3 only accepts, I think, 8,000 tokens, which, I don't know, one token is like half a word or a word. So
Of their API or of their model?
models, like these models are insanely expensive to execute. So GPT-3 weighs around half a terabyte for the model. GPT-4, I cannot even imagine, since it can process images as well. So that's one limitation. Second, it costs money, right? So every 1,000 tokens running through GPT-3 is like, what, 2 cents, 1 cent, if I remember correctly. So if you're gonna scale this, you're gonna run out of money really quickly. This middle layer, what it does is you basically it indexes your data using OpenAI models only once. And it splits your data into passages. So like not even paragraphs, like literally a passage, right? One passage. And it indexes every passage and it generates a numerical representation of it. So that next time when you do a query, you don't need to gather all of your data. No, you just need the numeric representation of your query, and then you can use normal vector algorithms to figure out which other vectors are the most similar to yours, what you're asking about. And so you get them top 5, top 10, top 20 passages. You concatenate them, including your query, and then send all of that. So you're only asking GPT-3 to essentially summarize.
So it's basically like a content-aware compression algorithm.
Sort of, yes.
Like, not right now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but
Yeah.
would it be actually with the demo that you provided, would it be actually possible to see what is the Llama index output that gets sent as input to GPT-4?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Right, that would be interesting.
I just don't know how. I mean, there's a good documentation there. Pretty sure we can, but don't know how.
That would be really interesting also for the kind of summary, right? It's basically constructing a summary.
Yeah, so this is the very, very simple index that I'm using. It just it's just a vector of vectors, right? You can build trees. Let's say you are building an image. You can build one index, a simple vector index of, let's say, governmental documents, tax documents. Another index would be visa documents. Another index would be whatever other documents, and you can build high-level indexes on top of that, and even more high-level indexes on top of that. And so you have these like abstractions, and then you are able to use this llama index to essentially gather data from multiple points. So if your question touches tax related, so for example, I'm doing PR right now, and I'm really curious what are the implications of having a Japanese PR. One of the implications is actually that all of your global income is taxed. It is not stated in the immigration law, it's stated in the taxation law. So with having this tree index, it's able to pull data out of multiple sources. See, so some sources would be the immigration law, some sources would be the taxation law, and then it's able to answer the question based on that. I hope it answers the question.
It does. It's absolutely super fascinating.
That's actually not true, though.
Huh?
It has to do with your tax residency. It has nothing to do with permanent residence.
Well,
That's
as far as I know, it is permanent residency. Yeah, if you get
Yes.
if you get permanent residency.
But even after like 5 years,
It's enough to be building.
As in, based on what I know, if you leave Japan with PR, you still be taxed in Japan.
Only if you haven't lived in Japan for less than a year.
Probably, I don't know the details. See, that's why I'm building this shit. I want to know. Before I get a PR, I want to know. Yeah.
I had a question. Oftentimes, like Japanese websites have like data on like different charts and stuff like that are really hard to read. Will this be able to sort through that and answer questions based on text that's on charts or pictures because they put it on the website as an image file?
Yes, you're right, and that sucks
Yeah, PDF,
ass.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was.
That really sucks. With GPT-3 and current version of GPT-4, only any textual data can be processed. So if it's a table that can be converted to text, yes. If it's an image, no, not yet. GPT-4 can process images. This functionality hasn't been released yet. But when it does, it's going to be next level stuff.
Can it read Excels?
You can convert Excel to whatever CSV, and yes, it can.
Okay, no more questions? All right, thank you very much, Nick.
That's awesome.
Thank you all very much for the presentation.